For example, if someone says that Almighty God, He is 1,000 times stronger than Arnold Schwarzenegger. You might have heard the person Arnold Schwarzenegger, the person who won the title, Mr. Universe, the strongest man in the world, the strongest man in the universe. The moment you can compare God to anything in this world, He is not God. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. And there is nothing like unto Him. Whether it be Arnold Schwarzenegger, or whether it be King Kong, or whether it be Dara Singh, the moment you can compare God to anything in this world, He is not God. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. And there is nothing like unto Him. So this Surah Ikhlas is the touchstone of theology. I would request the brothers and sisters out here that the God which you're worshipping, put Him to the test of Surah Ikhlas. And if he passes the test, then the God which you're worshipping is a true God. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, in Surah Isra, chapter number 17, verse number 110. قُلِ ذُو اللَّهِ أَوِدُ الرَّحْمَنِ أَيَّمَّا تَدْعُوا فَلَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى. Say, call upon Him by Allah, or call Him by Rahman. By whichever name you call upon Him, to Him belong the most beautiful names. And there are no less than 99 different names given to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Hakim, most gracious, most merciful, most wise. But the crowning one is Allah. Why do we Muslims prefer calling Allah with the Arabic word Allah instead of the English word God? Because a person can play mischief with the English word God. For example, if we add S to God, so it becomes gods, that is the plural of God. There is nothing like the plural of Allah. Qul huwallahu ahad. Say He is Allah, the one and only. If we add DESS to God, so it becomes goddess, that is female God. There is nothing like female Allah or male Allah in Islam. If we add mother to God, so it becomes godmother. There is nothing like Allah mother or Allah in Islam. If we add father to God, so it becomes godfather. He is my godfather. He is my guardian. There is nothing like Allah father or Allah in Islam. That's the reason we Muslims prefer calling Allah with the Arabic word Allah instead of the English word God. And many people say that if Almighty God, He can do anything and everything, then why can't He become a human being? If Almighty God becomes a human being, then He ceases to be God. Because the qualities of Almighty God and human beings, they're opposite. Human beings, we are mortal. Almighty God is immortal. You cannot have a mortal and immortal person at the same time. Human beings, we've got a beginning. Almighty God, He's got no beginning. You cannot have a person with no beginning and beginning at the same time. Human beings, we've got an end. Almighty God, He's got no end. You cannot have a person with an end and no end at the same time. It's meaningless. It's like you telling me, I saw a tall, short man. Either you can see a tall man, or a short man, or a medium man. You cannot see a tall, short man. We human beings, we require to eat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, in Surah Anam, chapter number 6, verse number 14, وَهُوَ يُطْعِمُ وَلَا يُطْعَمُ. And He feeds, but He is not fed. We human beings, we require to rest. We require to sleep. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 255. The Ayat al-Kursi. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. La ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm. Allah, there's no God besides Him. No slumber can seize Him, nor does He require to sleep. We human beings, we require to sleep. We require to rest. And if you go a step further, that if Almighty God can do anything and everything, then Almighty God, He can even lie. He can even make a mistake. He can even forget. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, in Surah Taha, chapter number 20, verse number 52. La yudillu rabbi wa la yansa. My Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He never forgets. And if you go a step further, that Almighty God, He can even do injustice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, in Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 40. Inna Allah la yadhlimu misqala dharra. Allah does not commit injustice even in the least bit. Nowhere in the glorious Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He can do anything and everything. What does He say? Inna Allah ala kulli shayin qadir. For verily, Allah hath power over all things. In several places, in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 106, in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 109, in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 284, in Surah Al Imran, chapter number 3, verse number 29, in Surah Nahl, chapter number 16, verse number 77, and in Surah Fatir, chapter number 35, verse number 1. Inna Allah ala kulli shayin qadir. For verily, Allah hath power over all things. So nowhere in the glorious Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He can do anything and everything. What does He say? Inna Allah ala kulli shayin qadir. For verily, Allah hath power over all things.